Good morning, this is Newswire. I'm Dennis Aseto. Differences have emerged among Kiambu County MCAs over the impeachment motion against Governor Kimani Wamatangi. Just one day after a group of MCAs gave Governor Wamatangi a deadline of 21 days to appoint CCs, another group has come out to defend the governor, saying that they are not ready to act in that direction. Led by Kamene Ward Representative Peter Mburu, they have said that the threat to remove the governor from office is not a solution to any problems that do exist in the county.
We firmly assert that Kiambu is not prepared for the removal of the governor from office. As a county assembly, we are unwilling to visit the path due to its previous disastrous consequences. As illustrated by the overwhelming majority of our members present today, it is evident we share a common commitment to ensure that Kiambu will not go the impeachment route.
Yes, we have the numbers. We have the elected members of the county assembly, 60 of us. We have the 36 members that are elected, and I know we have the number. 60 of us, we are in support of Governor Kimani Wamatangi.
Wednesday, the Zuka group of ward representatives who want Matangi to be removed also asked him to appoint 6 managers of the Kiambu municipality to continue with the responsibilities of providing services to the residents.
We have just given him 21 days. He responds to whatever we have proposed, that we must have an inclusive leadership. We have given 21 days. After that, then the process takes its course.
And our municipal managers are not, contracts have expired. So we are at the risk of losing 1.6 billion. We have issued our ultimatum to the governor that if he doesn't shape up within the next 21 days, we are going to proceed and file a motion of impeachment to the County Assembly of Kiambu.
Meanwhile, the MCAs have asked the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission and the DCI to commence investigations into how billions of shillings have been spent under the leadership of Governor Wamatangi. According to them, Wamatangi has been making decisions on funds without involving the Assembly, a situation that they say raises concerns about whether the county government will succeed in delivering its projects at the grassroots. Paul Masharia is the representative of East Limuru Ward.
The County Assembly will forthwith exercise its legal mandate to hold Governor Wamatangi to account and take such steps to prevent further deterioration of Kiambu County state of affairs. We stand with Wanjiko today, and we shall do so to the very end. And as the legal maxim goes, let justice be done though the heaven falls. Justice to the people of Kiambu is our irreducible minimum.
Jubilee Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni has warned rebel MPs that they risk being expelled from the party. Speaking outside the Nyeri County Assembly buildings after witnessing the swearing in of Jubilee Party-nominated MCA Michelle Omoyo, Kioni has called on leaders who want to join other parties to resign as members of Jubilee instead of creating chaos in the party. According to him, some members have failed to respect the party as well as the rules of the political parties by deciding to collaborate with other parties that are not part of Azimio.
I know within Jubilee we have some liberals who have just exercised their democratic right to move on to other parties. They will either have to quickly move in full or we will force them out of the party. And I can assure you that we are focusing on them in the coming days. And it is not just because of their Jubilee, but because political good manners requires you to remain loyal.
Kioni's statement comes just a few days after nominated MP Sabina Shege was stripped of her deputy minority whip position in the National Assembly. A Rongo University third-year student died after he was stabbed by a fellow student. According to witnesses, he disagreed with his friend over payment of alcohol, leading to him being stabbed twice in the stomach.
Kidogo ikafika muda wa saa 7 hivi jamaa akaanza kutoa sauti mpaka saa 8 ya usiku, na hivyo ndivyo jamaa aliweza kuaga. Mwenye alidunga mtu kisu ako kwa police station, alishikwa saa 5 leo asubuhi
kwa club na best yake haitwa Titus. Sasa amebeba mzinga, ameangalia kwamba gawane. Sasa jamaa akakunywa tabla moja na akaepa. Sasa kido kumaliza kulewa sasa na mabeste zake katoka nje kuitisha best yake pesa, alafu hapo wakaanza kugobana. Sasa best yake akasema saa lipi yeye.
Residents in all 47 counties have been advised to be on the lookout for potential floods. The Kenya Meteorological Department has warned that heavy rainfall is expected to continue in most parts of the country in the latest forecast by the weatherman. Met also said the rains being experienced in some parts of the country are expected to intensify. This is Newswire. I'm Dennis Aseto. Good morning.
2.5 SpiceFM, Kisumu.
If you go out of this country and come back the same person, then you have a problem. Buy land, 1 million. Put it there for 5 years. What's the purpose?
It'll have increased in value.
No, that's the thing. That's darkness. That's an eclipse. You don't do that.
I hope you don't believe that a hustler is a poor person or that all hustlers are poor. I've seen that conversation.
Tell us, who is a hustler?
So who's a hustler? Hustler is a person who is making a living through hard work.
Corruption in Kenya is a political accusation. The people who are actually corrupt are not pointed fingers at.
Kenya is not free. Kenya imeshikwa na mateka. It's under siege.
Have you seen that lodge on Nyeri Road? Very high fence. You can't even
Windows
sleep inside.
up near the ceiling.
Yes. And if you walk there at midnight, you see bats the size of cows.
And when it rains, it doesn't rain on that building.
Yes.
When you're at all things and it's raining, it doesn't rain on that building.
The things people will believe.
Mature, intelligent talk every morning. Mornings done right. 94.4 Spice FM, Nairobi.
Congratulations. You've seen the hand of the Lord.
Thank you very much. I've earned another title today this morning at Spice FM. Mama Justice. I don't mind it.
Joel in Kericho.
Salama sana Heri, habari ya asubuhi.
Salama bwana. Mambo namna gani?
Salama kabisa bro.
Mambo ya Inamoi kuliendaje?
Mambo ya Inamoi vile nilikwambia ndugu yangu alienda asubuhi na ile gari ya kwanza.
I must have missed it.
So did I.
Even if somebody wants to render you irrelevant, there is still work you can do.
Okay, sawa.
I deserve to keep you accountable. You deserve to give me a report. You don't work for me. No, I don't work for you. You work for me.
Do you like that Freudian slip? Lovely, isn't it? Thank you very much.
The Situation Room, Kenya's biggest conversation.
Revenge is for children. It's for kids. When you grow up, you realize the best revenge you can take on somebody is to ignore them.
Now I'm just new in politics. It is not everybody's cup of tea. That's why some people come in one term and that's it for them.
Political parties in this country do not have ideologies, whether luring or otherwise.
And that is the effect of corruption.
Any time an offense occurs anywhere in the country, it is the job of the Inspector General to look into it. Whether it's corruption, whether it's murder, whether it's betting, that is his job.
If we have chosen to be a corrupt nation, then we produce corrupt leaders. Everything then becomes chaotic that you cannot be able to change.
Mature, intelligent talk every morning. Mornings done right. 94.4 Spice FM, Nairobi.
The following takes place from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. every weekday on Spice FM.
You tune into Kenya's biggest conversation. My name is Ramanyan.
Amen. Amen.
So 1 hour is over?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. It gets over.
Can you imagine
in 20 minutes?
What the big boys have also done?
I'm very proud of myself. When you understand about partnership in politics, it's like the way marriage is these days. When you're looking for a wife, you're like, oh, maybe you can help me pay for fees as I pay for the rent.
Why should you have a lioness living in your bedroom?
I have to tell you a story. I went for a prayer meeting, which was called for the spouses of candidates for senators and governors. And when I got to the gate, the lady who was the secretary, she refused to. She's telling me, no. Leo tunataka wa mama. Leo ni wa mama. I'm telling her, no. She said, no, sio siku yenu. And I thought, there's a problem here, because if it was a man, I would bet. This was a lady.
Good morning. Welcome to Friday. At the tail end of the week, and we're looking at movement here and there. Still getting into it, as it was a night of rain and a morning of a drizzle. Let's see what Friday morning looks like. A little bit of traffic starting to build up on Okoh Road this morning, getting out into the CBD. It's coming in heavy on the thicker superhighway. It's not going to last long because we'll probably see more outbound traffic than we will see inbound. And we're also seeing some coming out of Westlands already at this point. The thicker superhighway, like we said, not too bad. Okoh Road starting to build as we get towards Landis. at the roundabout. So, still early. Let's see what happens as we get closer to 6:30. And let's talk on SpiceFM, KE, on X.
This is the Situation Room, the home of hard-hitting political commentary and penetrating insights about the state of the nation. This is a talk radio experience like no other. The Situation Room, a place for hard truths, debates, and elevated conversations. The Situation Room, witty, political, engaging, deep, controversial. In the room, we have CT Muga, researcher, academic, seasoned political observer, a fountain of wisdom in these politically uncertain times. Okoh, Nigerian by birth, Kenyan by choice, communications expert, Pan-Africanist, a truth seeker and believer in people power, and Eric Latiff, agent provocateur, the man in the chair, seasoned journalist, news hound, a man who believes in punching up, not down. This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your...
To the Situation Room, Africa's biggest conversation. Karibuni sana. It is a rainy Nairobi morning, a very rainy, cold Nairobi morning. The sun is trying to rear its head, but, well, not very successfully. The clouds interfering with it. But there it is. This is Nairobi and this is Kenya. Once again, welcome to the Situation Room.
Hi, CT. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
I love to hear it. You should do this more often. I think you'd be like a fantastic announcer.
Announcer?
Yeah. You know, you used to be continuity announcer. Remember those days? You used to be a continuity announcer before you then got to radio DJ.
One of those ones.
Yeah.
No.
Mtangazaji wa zamu. Yaani wewe ni mtangazaji wa zamu. Mambo vipi?
Mambo mazuri. Yes.
How's your Friday?
Friday is good.
Imeanza poa.
Imeanza maridadi.
Kwa vishindo.
Hapo na vigelegele.
Na mbwembwe.
Na hapo.
Na vifijo.
Na trumbeta.
Yes.
Now you guys just making up stuff, man. You're just making up words. What? Teremba. Is that what you said?
Tarumbeta.
You see?
Tarumbeta. Tarumbeta. Italia.
Mumbi's here. Mumbi is standing. Mumbi is standing.
He's standing next to you.
Mumbi is upright.
Very good. Yego amekufanyia ile kitu.
Morning, Kenya.
Very good. Hi, Mumbi.
Hi, how are you?
Otherwise?
Tuko tu salama.
Uko hapa?
I'm here trying to see if you're going to get any weather updates.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Mumbi is fixing the weather.
Yes, the weather is stuck in the system.
Fear women.
Another episode of Fear Women.
Fear this gender. She can fix the weather.
What? Lakini live stream iko juu. Si ndio? Kila kitu kiko sawa. Ni ndu tu na computer yake.
Computer is not computing.
Computer. Why can't you compute? Surely. You'll discombobulate the city. Yeah, pala mzuri. City?
Yes, please.
Where is Koru?
Koru is in Moroni constituency. It's in Kisumu County. It is next to Fort Tanan. Fort Tanan, part of it is in Moroni constituency, part of it is in Kericho County. Yes.
So Koru is both in Moroni and
Fort Tanan.
Oh, Fort Tanan is one that's in both.
Yes.
It's in Moroni
part
and
of Fort Tanan, Kericho County. Part of it is in Kisumu County. But Koru is in Kisumu County.
So is it a village, a town, a sub-county?
It's a sub-county.
It's a sub-county. Where is Limtidi?
It's not a place. Not really.
It is it.
Limtidi is the Luo version of limited.
That's a lie.
Low version of limited. Like they would say, this person is full of limtidi. Meaning, jamaa ako too complete. Ako complete. Yes.
This person is full of limtidi.
Limtidi, yes.
Ako huyu ako sawa.
Yes.
Yeah?
Kwa Swahili wangesema ametia nanga. Ametia fora.
Ametia fora huyo jamaa.
Yeah, huyo jamaa, yes. Ako limtidi.
Ako limtidi.
Yes.
Now, the people of Koru are not happy.
And why are they not happy?
Let me play it for you. Listen to this one.
Na wacha kulima hapa ni wachie Ong'er. Na kwenda kulima pali ya miwa. Ong'er nafuata mimi mpaka huko. Na pita kwa hii boma na kula maembe kubwa kubwa kama na kwisa na ingia kwa samba yangu. Jioni. Tuma mtoto kwa mtoni kwenda lete maji. Ong'er ile iko baba ya Ong'er. Na suya yeye hawezi pita, nataka chapa yeye. Serikali
That's Swahili.
A dialect.
So let's start from the beginning. What is Ong'er?
Chimpanzee.
Monkey. Tumbili.
Yes. There's an invasion of monkeys. And Baba Ong'er is a big chimpanzee. They're everywhere. They go to the field, they eat things, meaning there's an overpopulation of them. And they become bold. So they take things, they stop children from getting water from the river. Yes, that's what she's saying. They plant things, these monkeys come and eat them. So they're saying there's an invasion. The government needs to come and enclose, and if there's supposed to be a sanctuary for wildlife,
yes,
Sengenge, yes.
An enclosed place.
Yes.
It's too much. Ong'er.
Yes.
Natoka hapa naacha kulima hapa naenda kulima pande ile ya miwa. Ong'er nafuata nakuja nakula.
Namzuia yeye.
The thing is, that is what you call communication. We have understood what she's saying.
Completely.
Yes.
The message is home.
The message it's home beautifully.
Hata serikali umesikia.
Na ochukue nge?
Chukue vitu yake.
Weke kwa sengenge.
Government, come pick your things.
What's sengenge?
Barbed wire.
Oh, okay.
So basically they're saying, go and put them in the fenced off area.
See, there's a clear understanding of this wildlife. Note, they're not trying to kill these monkeys. They're saying, can you kindly take them where they're supposed to be?
Kuja chukua vitu yako. That thing is funny. So now, let me tell you, happy Friday, everybody. We've come to the end of the week, and we'll be having several conversations today. Wapi okitubana? I'm looking for Today is Friday, so normally what we do on Fridays is we have a Health Friday conversation. And we are going to have a Health Friday conversation, and we will be talking about the role of diabetes community support platforms in Kenya. Duncan Motanya is the chairperson of the Diabetes and Hypertension Management Foundation. He joins us at 8 a.m. for this Health Friday conversation to talk about sukari, ugonjwa ya sukari. Okay? At 8 a.m., Step Up and Shine, we've been talking about this, that Kiwi is rolling out a program a campaign where they're asking you just go and buy Kiwi. You'll enter into a draw, and we will be awarding some of our consumers with school fees. 35,000 shillings to be won every week. That is a big thing. So why are they doing this? We'll be joined by Lesego Segopolo, who's marketing director, and Perry Swenja, who's customer marketing manager, and also Esther Njehia, who's the associate customer marketing. They will be joining us for this conversation at 7 a.m. Hiyo yote itakuwa wapi? Hapa. Mahali tunasema. Uko na weather ama? Uko nayo?
Niko nayo. Tunajaribu.
Okay. Uko, at least you're trying. Sawa. Let's do the weather. 21 minutes after 6. We are live streaming the show on YouTube and Facebook. Although we can't see it on this big screen, it will come. But we can see it wherever we are. Okay, elsewhere. Aya, tell us about the weather.
A drizzle in Nairobi and it's cloudy, highs of 23 and lows of 16 through Friday. And looking into a partly cloudy Nakuru at 15, highs of 21. And it's cloudy at 16 in Nyeri with highs of 22, coming down to lows of 16. Eldoret is cloudy at 14 with highs of 21. And looking into a partly cloudy, actually really cloudy Mombasa at 24. Heavy rain rocks the morning with highs of 27 and lows of 24. It's also raining just as heavily in Malindi currently at 25 with highs of 27 and lows of 24. All right, we're looking into partly cloudy Kisumu with rain coming in, highs of 26 and lows of 19, while Kakamega is cloudy at 18. We'll see highs of 25 and lows of 17. Looking out into Kampala, it's cloudy at 19 with highs of 25 and cloudy conditions at 24 in Dar es Salaam, going to highs of 29 today. Mogadishu already sunny at 24 with highs of 31, and we'll see highs of 22 in a mostly cloudy Addis Ababa at 12. Lagos is cloudy, a chance of rain this morning with highs of 32 and lows of 26, and it's clear at 11 in Johannesburg with highs of 21. Kinshasa is cloudy at 23 with highs of 32, and we're already looking into Friday afternoon in Beijing. It's sunny at 16 with highs of 17 and lows of 6. Paris, temperatures dropping, is 7 degrees and cloudy with highs of 11, while it is mostly cloudy in London at 10 with highs of 14 and lows of 7. Round things out to New York. Thursday night is clear at 7. Coming into Friday, highs of 11 and lows of 3.
Mature, intelligent talk every morning. Spice up yourself. Mornings done right. 94.4 right. Spice FM, Nairobi.
See, you can see everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Haya, tuambie.
Esfan Gikonyo says love from Texas and is saying, I'm in here. Where are you? In where? We are here, mama. Don Sabwa says, good morning, CT Ndu and Eric. Next month in Malawi is Mwezi wa Mawa. Last month is Mwezi Watha. And every month is Mwezi Uli Onse. Hey! Okay, CT repeat Mawa.
Mawa.
Eric Watha.
Watha.
Ndu Uli Onse. Uli Onse. Then we say Zikomo Asante.
So at this Mwezi is called what?
This one.
It's called Zikomo.
No. Every month is Mwezi Uli Onse. This month
is Mwezi Wathe.
Apana. Next month is Mwezi wa Mawa. Last month is Mwezi Watha. And every month is Mwezi Ule Onse.
Oh.
Garrett?
Every month is Mwezi Ule
Onse.
Okay. And this month?
Asidri.
Don Sabwa. So last month is ile Mwezi Wathi. And
why are you butchering people's language?
Mwezi Wathi. Si imeenda.
Imeenda wapi? Tumeenda. Tumego. Studio City. The Kikombe says, good morning from Phuket. May those that hurt you regret and apologize accountably. Okay. Ivan Tabo says, happy Friday and blessed one to you all. The Kikombe is also asking, were you invited to dance for the king or did you run out of sisal skirts? Alar? Even Nyangano says, good morning, tuned in from Rangau in Kajiado County. It appears like Nairobi people will actually need the boats, after all. Okay. Jennifer Etenyi says, good morning, Team Spice. It's very cold in Kikuyu. Bernard Olo says, morning, Ndu, how is Nigeria, Abi? Okay. When you say Abi, it's like you're saying Sindio. Okay.
Abi Sindio. How is Nigeria, Sindio?
So you've used Abi wrongly, but okay, I get what you're saying, and Nigeria is okay. We're trying. Jeffrey Okoh says, good morning. Eldoret is cool. Vesh Musanga says, tuned in from Nairobi. Joaquin Diba says, good morning. Another beautiful day watching from the city in the sun. Not too much sun this morning, but okay.
Jua kwe mingi.
Jua kwe mingi. Good morning, Ndusiti Latiff, the tall man. Who's the tall man? CCT. Ni wewe? Guys, they're asking what happened to the youth department. Where
Which
are
one?
they? Akina MSEA and KY EOP, those guys. Where are they?
The youth department?
Yeah.
Youth department is under the Ministry of Gender.
So, iko
pale na Madam Aisha Jumwa.
Chris Adade says good morning. One mic is tuned in and happy Friday. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to you, brother. Samuel says clocks went back an hour where I am. Lakini my morning has been spiced. Mkopoa Santisana. Good morning. Wow, CT at least ameingia wa kwanza. Let us continue to mutangajazi. Let us continue. Mutaganja. Hey, apana.
Soma tena pole.
Mutangajazi. Wazamu. Jazzy.
Zaji.
It says Jazzy. Jazi.
Huyo basi ameandika mambo yake.
Sindio?
Yeah.
It's not me. All right. Moses Kyoko says, good morning, great family. The rains are here. Indeed, they are. Same stories of flash floods and loss of lives being told. It's unfortunate. That's true. Akiki says, good morning, folks, and have a lovely weekend to you too. Yes, the weather is doing the thing. Welcome to the Situation Room, the first Friday of November, says King Dave. It is indeed. Fellow Kenyans locked in from Nyahururu, where the 2000 is. And Gore is locked in from the beautiful hills of Saboti. Peter Kaboy says, good morning. Eti, what is the Luo version of limited?
Limtidi.
Limtidi. I'll never forget this one.
Rod Kopani was a limtidi.
It was.
It was.
It was a limtidi.
Okay, David Owino says, Baba ya onger to, watching from Malaba. Peter Katam says, good morning. Hapa kuna baridi, lakini weekend iko hapa ku unwind. Indeed. Umsani Nyabaro says, good morning from New York City. CT, you have quite a soothing reading voice. Have you ever considered book narration for visually impaired children? This is Wairimo, sister of the Bay Area in California. And she's asking this question. See, I told you you could be a very good announcer. So have you ever considered it, or would you consider it from today?
No.
Wow. Here we are robbing your ego. Still try it small now.
Well, it was a question. Have I ever considered it? No, I haven't.
Would you consider it?
Oh.
Yes. I mean, if you're talking, we're in the realm of possibility, of course it's possible.
Listen to that voice, guys.
Iko pesa.
Kaching.
We can monetize this guy.
Kaching.
Tunaweza kula pesa.
Sindio. To have a meeting after this.
Tunaweza uza huyu jamaa.
Tuona vile inaweza kuwa. Bora you're willing. That's all we need.
Yes, that's all we
Leave
need.
the rest to us.
Tutakusort.
Yeah. Mimi nimemaliza.
Umemaliza? Nikwambie
Si wewe.
Sawa. City.
Yes, please.
Final day of the proverb.
Yes, it is the final day of the proverb.
I think I've just thought, wait, I didn't hear headlines.
It is easy to pull a thorn out of someone else's skin. Thorn. T-H. I didn't say what you think I said. I said thorn, not nga. Yeah, you just keep hearing your own things.
Okay, say again.
Okay. You too. It is easy to pull out a thorn out of someone else's skin. Right.
Aya, sawa basi. Umesema it's easy? You said it's easy, it's okay.
It is easy.
Aya, it's 6:30. Let's take a break. We'll come back with the headlines shortly.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
We love to share our culture and the one language that unites us all. One that helps us start the day and keeps us going. Brookside Dairy Best is part of every celebration and offers a warm welcome to every home.
Karibuni chai.
Na hii ni lugha ambayo kila Mkenya anaelewa. The more the milk, the better the chai. Chai kweli.
It's critical that people pay taxes. But then taxation has to have a limit. When you start overtaxing people beyond certain limit, then this is now we call robbery violence.
We are all struggling, but we don't show. If you're not doing well, shame on you. But you have to say, I'm broke and I'm struggling. We are not okay until everybody is okay.
We are pretending to have political parties. Why don't we just be honest? And we say, these are the Luyas, these are the Kambas, these are the Kikuyus, and we find ourselves in Kenya.
You know, with politics and leadership, no matter what you do, there will always be a complaint. There will always be the assumption that you're either stealing or you're not doing things right. As a leader, don't fear. If you know you're doing the right thing, you've thought about it, you've got an expert advice, do it, then understand later.
This country, we don't need prayers. Prayers is between you and God. Good governance and thinkers who care about the country and not their stomach.
That's what we need.
The Situation Room.
All right.
Kenya's biggest.
Okoh Road this morning. It'll take you towards the City Stadium roundabouts and some of that traffic then spilling over towards Landis. And then out towards the Kamkunji roundabout. We saw some movement on the Thika Superhighway. It is not too crazy. It's coming in through to Pangani at the underpass. But apart from that, I think we're all right. Limuru Road still yet to wake up into the madness that could be Friday with the heavens still relatively open. Coming off Langata Road, you're fine. The Southern Bypass looks good. We'll probably see movement coming in from the Lekoni interchange, touching on the Southern Bypass exit because we can already see that building up. North Airport Road looks good for now. Outer Ring has quite some traffic and that's in and outbound, but it's all a look and see kind of thing, at least for now. All right, guys, let's talk in about half hour or so and see what it looks like. SpiceFM KE on X.
Mature, intelligent talk every morning. Spice up yourself. Mornings done right. 94.4. Spice up.
In detail.
All right, real quick. Where is 54 billion shillings funding for schools? This is the question. I asked it yesterday. Where is this money? Where does it go? New revelations show secondary schools have not received over 50 billion shillings over the last 5 years, with the Treasury retaining 5,000 shillings out of every 22,244 capitation due per child every year, and Education Ministry another 1,979. So they've retained about 7,000 shillings. Where has it gone? Because it all equals to 54 billion. It's a big question, and I have to laud the Standard for asking this question this morning as we look into details of that story. Crimes against journalists persist amid assurances. There was a presser yesterday held to talk about the incidences against journalists, and we'll look at that as well. Pension crisis as non-remittance of dues hits now 40 billion shillings. CEOs of state firms to join UDA politics. Do with that what you may before we look into the details as Mudavadi loses key docket to Moses Courier's ministry. On the front page of The Nation talks what Ruto-Raila deal means. So the conclusion of the bipartisan talks this month is likely to bridge the gap between the government and the opposition, as both sides are expected to rally their troops to Parliament to approve the joint proposals. But even as Dr. Ruto and Mr. Raila Odinga gear for their closing working relationship to address issues affecting Kenyans, this could have far-reaching political ramifications in both camps. It's a look and see kind of thing. So we're still looking at Kenya's best. Now MCAs are coming in to tell us who's the best. It would appear that MCAs in Nyeri County are tops, followed by Elgeyo Marakwet, Nyandarua, Machakos, Homa Bay, and Murang'a. Those are in the top 6. And then it goes on and on. A loophole that landed a man who is 31 years old a 2.9 billion shilling Kenya Power meter tender. You want to know about it, don't ya? We'll tell you on the back page of The Nation. This is the story that we're looking at here. And there is the face of the managing director, Joseph Siror. And he's going to answer questions as per how that happened. That's it, more or less. For the headlines, we'll look into the details.
Okay, let me tell you what's in the Business Daily, and then I'll tell you what's in the Nairobian. SGR burns 70 billion shillings, leaves taxpayer with a loan burden. Kenya Railways Corporation has not refunded a single penny of the debt it owes the Treasury for the repayment of the 566 billion Chinese loan to build the SGR, despite collecting billions of shillings in fees for more than 6 years of operation. The Treasury says in the latest debt disclosures that Kenya Railways is yet to start wiring money towards SGR loan repayments, raising fears that taxpayers may end up shouldering the entire burden of the expensive loan. So, Railway is making money with SGR. Full. But that, hiyo pesa, wanakula tu, unajua. Ikiingia tu hivi. Unajua, those things. Cities where Kenyan officials earn 200,000 shillings per diem. Can you imagine? Senior government officials are raking in nearly 200,000 shillings a day on official foreign travel in some selected cities, pointing to the heavy burden those trips are having on the taxpayer. The latest review by the SRC shows that assignments to Singapore attract the highest per diem, 194,000 per day for public officers in top management, board level and policy making positions. So those ones. If you are going to Singapore, you earn 194,000. You're going to Iraq, 186,000. Kuwait, 174,000. Japan, 166,000. That country is called what? Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein.
That one. Attila?
Liechtenstein.
That Liechtenstein, 166,000. Switzerland, 166. Like that. And this one, is it Suriname or Suriname or Suriname?
I like the last one. Let's use that one.
Suriname.
Right.
158 Gs. Okay. Ticker headlines. Kenya eyes 20% stake buyback in Turkana Oil. CFAO takes 54% share of new luxury car market in Kenya. Wow. Okay. And so on and so forth. City, tell us what's in the Star, and then I'll tell you the Nairobian stories.
Right. On the top right-hand corner in...
teal blue.
No, this one is
scorched earth.
No, brown. Burnt brown.
Okay.
Siasa, page 2 and 3. The Siasa pull-out. Tough queries as Senate handles 15 impeachments in 10 years. Okay?
Only 15.
Yes, low awareness. There is this story on page 2. And this is a story about tuberculosis. Twice as more adult men have TB. Experts are baffled about this. Yes. And they are saying that adult men are the main source of TB transmission. Okay. There's a prevalent belief that TB patients also have HIV, but this is in the realm of stigma. It's in the realm of belief, not necessarily in the realm of fact. But if you take the view that when one is HIV positive, that opportunistic diseases will visit you. And TB could be one of the many opportunistic diseases that could visit you. So the prevalence of TB in people who are HIV positive, that has been noted, that has been documented. It's a reality. There is a prevalence in people who are HIV positive. Now, storm over plan to cut secondary funding. Okay, this is the planned education of secondary school fees subsidy that has sparked outrage, with teachers declaring fees will be increased to plug the hole the education ministry has created. We talked about this story yesterday. It is now in the public domain. Counties owe NSSF 4.5 billion in remittances. Simply, retiring county government workers are staring at a bleak future after revelations that the devolved units owed National Social Security Fund 4.5 billion in pension deductions, 2.7 billion by the counties and 1.8 billion by the defunct local authorities. Okay, money deducted from employees.
Money not remitted.
Money not remitted. So where did money go?
That's the question.
And this is Sirkal.
Local. This is now a historical injustice, because we are starting with the time when we had the local authorities. That was before devolution. The problem existed. Now, with devolution come with their own. Yes, and they've added something like 1 billion on top of the debt that the local authorities owed rather. So this is where we are.
So you deduct and you don't remit.
That's what they do. They deduct, but they do not remit. It's something that it's important if you are an NSSF contributor to regularly go and check.
And check your things, man.
Every month. Just check. Please check. Please check. There are many people have collapsed upon being told that
they never contribute.
Yes, that they're appearing, they are apparently due for retirement, and the contribution cannot be seen.
Where?
And then also can't be found. You know, seen and found different. Yes. So.
The Nairobian. It's Friday. So the big headline here is about the king. Secrets of royal family visit unveiled. During a Buckingham Palace reception to celebrate UK-Africa relations in 2020, Prince William explained why he chose Kenya as the perfect place to propose to his future wife, and now the future queen. King Charles III travels with his own toilet seat and only ties ironed shoelaces. Okay. That he travels with his own toilet seat.
Makes sense.
Excuse me.
What if you go to a place and there are no toilet seats? What do you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Better to
dilemma.
be prepared.
Yeah, it's a dilemma. Big dilemma. Yeah. Okay. The other story here, it's on pages 4 and 5. How businesswoman lost 3 million shillings to 23 KDF soldiers. What? Pata potea. This, it says that Defense Headquarters says she engaged the service members privately and thus highly recommends she pursues justice through civil police and court. But Gilgil Police Chief says he cannot deal with matters concerning the military. Hey. Where? Her dream was to put up a decent home, but the dream went up in smoke, and now her incomplete house is a stark reminder of fall from grace to grass. Something happened to this lady. Higher. There is another one. A man who found his wife in a compromising position in their neighbor's bed has been set free after the Court of Appeal determined that he killed her after being extremely provoked.
What?
A man who found his wife in a compromising position in their neighbor's bed has been set free after the Court of Appeal determined that he killed her after being extremely provoked. Justices Agnes Murgor, Sankale Olegantai, and Gashoka Mwaniki ordered that the man, codenamed PKM, who was sentenced to death, be released after 8 years in jail.
Wow.
Imagine. So they said, he had reason. Stories just about men. Man risks jail term for not paying children's fees. A man who defaulted on court orders of paying children's school fees and upkeep risks 30 days civil jail term. The man is called IS and his wife NA. They are embroiled in a civil lawsuit. Okay? That is another one about the man. Another story about man. You want? A double spread, capital feature in the Business Daily this week. In their DNA or tradition, why most men cheat on their wives.
Hello?
Experts say infidelity in relationships is a complex issue that affects both men and women, with many agreeing that men are polygamous by nature and nothing can change them.
Okay.
You see, you can't change
It's a
nature.
natural thing.
Can't change nature, man.
Worried.
Yeah, the river follows its course. All right? Higher. There's a school in Homo Bay County called Godbura Secondary School.
Okay, that's the news.
That school, called Godbura Secondary School, has a principal called Collins Omondi. The school principal is nursing injuries that he sustained after being assaulted by his KCSE candidates for allegedly feeding them sugarless porridge. Omondi was attacked on Friday when the learners were agitating against what they termed as poor feeding in the school. Uji bila sukari. Uji bila sukari principal.
Unacceptable.
Final headline here. Yesterday we had the MP for Nyeri Masaba. Nyeri Masaba. There's also the neighboring constituency is called Nyeri Chache. Nyeri Chache covers nearly 60% of Kisii town. The MP for Nyeri Chache is Zahir Janda. Okay? Now, in Kisii, there are more than 55,000 boda riders. And the fight for customers leaves operators struggling to raise money to repay bank and SACCO loans that they took to procure the motorbikes. Kisii town alone has 6,000 boda operators. Zahir Janda has come up with a solution. He plans to sponsor 600 boda riders to go and ride bodas in Qatar. 10% of Kisii boda operators will get jobs in Qatar.
I was going to say, is it like a boda race?
It's an exchange program, only that we are not exchanging them with others. According to the MP, courier services is a big industry in Qatar that has employed thousands of youth through e-commerce. The MP targets 600 youth, 100 from each of the 6 wards, seeking job opportunities. I'll sponsor some staff from the NCDF office who will accompany the first group of 20 at the end of this week. See at Ibambo next year.
Sai. Not in 6 months' time.
Not 6 months' time. Sai. Go there. Be courier services.
Interesting.
Sindio? Where is the money?
That's the question.
Okay.
We're looking for 54 billion and asking where did it go? And it's again, in surprise, education. Now let's look at 2019 as this story is telling us. Pending balance per child. 20 what? Please, what did I say? 2019. Pending balance per child is 1,127. Meanwhile, as far as we're concerned, all that money went. Total money owed to schools, 3,167,804,931. 2020-2021. Money pending balance per child that was never given. You know how they say term 2 some money, term 3 blah blah, term 3 ends, we go to the next year. 5,000 shillings owed per child. The money that is missing, 16,982,119,448. In 2021-2022, pending balance per child, 4,451 shillings and 80 cents. A total owed to schools around the country, 15,968,967,196. Then we go to 2022, that's the year we're currently in. The money that is pending per child is 4,905 shillings. And the total owed to schools to date for this year is 18,101,294,280. So
this year being academic year or financial year?
Academic year. This is all in the academic year. So we're looking at January to November. All right? The total amount owed to children for capitation between 2019 and 2023 is 15,484 shillings.
Per child?
Yes, per child. All right.
Righty.
And this is secondary school, so let's not get it twisted. I'm not saying it's a combination. It's secondary school. All right. And the total amount now is 54,220,185,855. So this money was all budgeted for. There were delays in release of capitation, etc., year on year. So saying between 2019 and now, there has not been a year when the total amount of capitation that was required for schools, secondary school, there's not 1 year that this was all paid. All right. So we finish the year, we go to the next year, we do like that, we do like that, we do like that. And the question is, so where did this money go? School heads are saying, you're holding this money over the last 4 years and we are drowning in debt. We cannot pay our...
What are they holding it for?
Where is it?
It was budgeted for,
It was budgeted for. Yes, it was.
So why did they retain this amount?
Is there any year where the government did not spend what it had budgeted?
Where they tell us, oh, we have money left over.
We had budgeted to spend 3.2 trillion shillings. We only spent 2.8. Nothing.
No.
So what did they spend it on?
That's the question. Where did the money go?
Was there a reallocation through a supplementary budget where money was taken from education and taken to something else?
No.
Maybe COVID came. 2019, 2020, COVID came in March.
Remember when we looked
was
at
there
the numbers?
maybe there's that supplementary budget that now created some funds for emergency?
There has
maybe
been
they took money from school because schools were closed.
Eric, there has been reduction from other areas where money was taken and put into, what was this thing when we were giving people money to every whatever during COVID?
Kazi kwa,
something like that. But education was never touched. Money from education was never reduced.
So, but school was closed for almost a year.
So we still went back to school, and remember what we did? In 9 months, we did 1 year of schooling. Do you remember?
I do remember that, actually. But there was no money that was removed from education?
No.
Because when schools closed in March, they reopened in September, was it?
No, school closed in March and we reopened in January.
In January the next year?
Yes.
So that whole year, calendar year, school calendar year of 2020, the money that had been earmarked for education,
where did it go?
Was it spent?
That's a good question.
Was it not
taken somewhere else? No, it wasn't. Because how would you anticipate that? Do you remember what it was at the time? It was the CS was the late Professor Magoha. And he kept telling us, you know what? Let us wait and see. I cannot put children in jeopardy. Let us wait and see what the situation will look like. Imagine a situation where he had said, okay, fine, we're not going to school until whenever, because it kept on being a delayed thing by 3 months. Delayed by 3 months. There is no where they were taking that money to if school could possibly open in 2 weeks. Do you understand what I'm saying? And remember, exams still took place that year. Even in that year that we closed, KCPE and KCSE were written that year. So the money was not taken elsewhere. It still remains the question, where did the money go? Now, school heads are saying, we are drowning in debt and we don't know where this money has gone. They now say that for 5 years, schools have not been receiving the 22,244 capitation per child, with nearly 5,000 shillings being retained by Treasury. Why retain this 5,000 shillings? Where does it go? The Ministry of Education has also been retaining 1,979 shillings meant per child, further chopping the yearly allocation for learners to public schools. Again, the question is, why? In the end, schools only receive 15,479 from government, from which they are again expected to deduct another 5,000 to fund infrastructure. The details are contained in a petition sent to Parliament by the Kenya secondary school heads. They're called Kesha, interestingly enough. Once schools receive the disbursement from the ministry, they are then required to set aside 5,000 shillings for infrastructure fund. This leaves secondary schools with an average of 10,479 shillings per child to run operations in schools. The revelations come in the backdrop of the ministry's pronouncement that it had released all funds owed to schools in September. And that is a what? It is a lie. It has not all been released, and we're looking at a big debt now. So the question is, where did the money go? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Hey, I like the way that the Standard have done this story and followed it up. The effects of underfunding education and accrued deficits. Number one, pending bills. All those people who supply schools across the country with mboga, vitungu, mahindi, maragwe.
Pending bills.
Pending bills. Okay. Limited subject choice. Schools are struggling to provide a wider curriculum. Increased student stress due to reduced support services and counseling. Student achievement gaps. Financial disparities contribute to wider achievement gaps, perpetuating inequality in education. Financial difficulties are forcing schools to lay off BOM teachers. Decline in public school performance. Financial challenges have led to decline in overall school performance and reputation across the public secondary school landscape. Classroom overcrowding. Challenges in meeting academic standards. Impact on low-income communities. We are not doing well with our children.
Actually,
not at all.
Very poorly.
Not at all.
Very poorly here. No,
not
it doesn't look good at all. It doesn't.
No. This is not good at all.
It would be my wish. There's an education committee in the
National Assembly. Yes.
These are questions that should be pushed on. Where did it go?
Yep.
There should be line items in terms of where this money was not spent. Where did it go? Now is when we're hearing that you're being told we need to develop infrastructure. How are you supposed to do that? The schools now, the capitation you receive, 5,000 of that goes towards the development of infrastructure. Which infrastructure are we talking about? When is the last time a school was built?
Infrastructure. It's an ongoing infrastructure by its very nature.
Yeah.
According to these definitions we keep reading about. It's a never-ending process.
Yes, so.
And the thing that is consistent about it, the money is spent. There's no question about it. You just can't locate where it is.
Find where the infrastructure
but
is.
it was spent, and it's infrastructure. So now they've given infrastructure a completely new meaning, and the meaning is nefarious.
You guys, this is not good at all.
It is really horrible. It is. It's a very, very, very bad thing, and the impact of it is, especially the extension of inequalities. Because you see, when a school, we have already seen that most of our sub-county schools do not have adequate TSC teachers posted to them. So the BOMs are the ones that end up hiring teachers. Now, when there's no money in the accounts of these schools, the boards of management are forced to take drastic measures, which includes letting go of the teachers that they've hired. What that means is that the students now have fewer teachers because TSC is not sending teachers to those schools. Those kids are sitting exams. A majority of our children are in sub-county schools. A majority. And then it's little wonder that in every year, only less than 200,000 children score marks that can take them to university.
And we're wondering why.
Yes.
What do you expect?
A majority of children in sub-county schools do not come close to scoring that mark that will take them.
But and Eric, that's fundamental
admission.
What you're saying, because then the way that we decide to tinker with that and to solve that problem, rather than dealing with the original issue, is to now say that at the end of it all, at KCSE level now, when you're going into high school, what we'll say is that we're going to grade you then on the subjects where you find more interest, as opposed to fixing the problem that started 8 years ago.
Yep.
But now we'll say, okay, because they're not making the mark, let's now allow you to be tested in the subjects where you're more comfortable. No, that's not the answer.
When we talk of marginalization in this country, a lot of the times we think that it's something historical and it's something that is completely gone by. But with the education sector, we're actually seeing it, and a far worse form of it happening as we watch.
Yep.
Because every time we have a discussion on education and we talk about capitation and we talk about what hasn't been done, this is what we're talking about. There's a whole swath of people who are being disadvantaged.
Yep.
The very people who are supposed to benefit from this allocation, from the funds that we pay, which form our taxes, so that our fellow citizens can actually receive this benefit, is denied them. And yet, the resources are available. It's not that the resources are not available. They are available. And this is a discussion we keep having year in, year out. Yes. And the thing we also see year in, year out is that the habits and the traits that people in leadership, in government, forget the politicians, have, it doesn't change. They live lavishly. They spend lavishly.
Yeah.
Their capacity for conspicuous consumption is actually bizarre.
It's crazy.
It's complete, absolute madness. It is really, really, really annoying to think about it. And now we come at you and do a supplementary budget where we are allocating some money for capitation because, we have not been sending money for capitation. What absolute bonkers is this? It's crazy. When Kibaki was introducing free education, it was for the benefit of the poor.
Yes.
And
he
now
understood it
you
clearly.
are moving it away from them. This is absolute nonsense. Anyway, time for the news. It's 7 a.m.
Spice up your life.
Good morning, this is Newswire. I'm Dennis Asetom. The Senate has resolved to hold plenary sessions against the impeachment of Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza Tuesday and Wednesday next week. Deputy Senate Speaker Kathure Muriogi says the sessions will be held in the morning and evening to allow them meet the deadline of presenting a report on her fate.
A schedule of activities for the impeachment hearing in plenary has been prepared. I have therefore appointed Tuesday, 7th and Wednesday, 8th November 2023, as the days when the Senate will investigate the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Kawira Mwangaza, the Governor of Meru County. The morning sittings will commence at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and afternoon sittings at 2:30 p.m. until conclusion of business listed in the order paper of the day. Consequently, a procedural motion for alteration of the meeting time of the Senate for Tuesday, 7th and Wednesday, 8th November 2023 has been listed in order to facilitate the Senate to conclude the matter within the timelines stipulated in the County Government Acts and the Senate standing orders.
A total of 59 members out of 69 voted in support of the impeachment motion, accusing the governor of nepotism, misleading campaigns and illegal appointments, among other charges. A National Assembly Majority Whip Silvanus Osoro has come out to accuse the political operative he only identified as RG for the woes leading to his summoning by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission Wednesday. Through a letter by his lawyer Edwin Kimotho addressed to EACC CEO Twalib Mbarak Thursday, the South Mugirango MP rubbished allegations leveled against him and claimed that the aforementioned individual has been coercing the Commission's officers to go after him at whatever cost. He went on to reaffirm of his innocence in the accusations by EACC, reiterating that he is an individual of good moral standing. And postal workers across the country downed their tools over 5 months of unpaid salaries. Communication Workers Union Secretary General Benson Okwaro supported the strike, saying that their efforts to evade the strike were ignored by the management and the government.
The members have resolved that there will be no work until the management and by extension the government of this country decides on the fate of the salary for the postal corporation workers. So let it be on the record that we have tried our best as a union to help so that we can get the corporation to come back on its feet, but it has been difficult because the management, the board and the government does not care about the employees of this organization.
The workers vowed not to return to work until they are paid their dues.
Nyumba nyingi zimetorokwa. Nilicha tu Afrika hatuwezi tangaza mambo ya nyumbani. Wengi wetu mabibi wameenda. Imekuwa shida watoto wako kwa nyumba. In fact what we are demanding ni mshahara, not even salary increment. Kama ingekuwa mshahara ya nyongeza tungesema si haki yetu. Bank tumedaiwa, tumechukua mikopo, hatujalipwa. Unakata kwa payslip lakini haikuwa remitted. So mtu wa bank badala kuandama employer anafuata nani? Employee. So we are wondering what formula? How can you pay a loan that you have already paid? Nasikia? So what we are saying is we are not kind of begging. We are demanding to pay salary.
Residents in all 47 counties have been advised to be on the lookout for potential floods. The Kenya Meteorological Department has warned that heavy rainfall is expected to continue in most parts of the country in the latest forecast by the weatherman. Met also said the rains being experienced in some parts of the country are expected to intensify. Now, differences have emerged among Kiambu County MCAs over the impeachment motion against Governor Kimani Wamatangi. Just 1 day after a group of MCAs gave Governor Wamatangi a deadline of 21 days to appoint CECs, another group has come out to defend the governor, saying that they are not ready to act in that direction. Led by Kamene Ward MCA Peter Mburu, they have said that the threat to remove the governor from office is not a solution to any problems bedeviling the county.
We firmly assert that Kiambu is not prepared for the removal of the governor from office. As a county assembly, we are unwilling to visit the path due to its previous disastrous consequences. As illustrated by the overwhelming majority of our members present today, it is evident we share a common commitment to ensure that Kiambu will not go the impeachment route.
Yes, we have the numbers. We have the elected members of the county assembly, 60 of us. We have the 36 members that are elected, and I know we have the number. 60 of us, we are in support of Governor Kimani Wamatangi.
This is News. I'm Dennis Aseta. Good morning.
Okay, a few minutes after 7 o'clock and traffic still busy. The rain coming, so that means we'll have a lot more movement and slower movement because of that. It's heavy coming in on the Thika Superhighway, some through Survey and then going towards the Pangani underpass, but nothing too crazy. Kiambu Road is also packing up, and we're looking at traffic on Limuru Road also doing the thing this morning. Not too bad on Langata Road. Gong Road is also behaving very well, at least for now. Jogo Road, not much. Is it that people are afraid of rain? When it starts raining, people run away? Okay, well, we'll see. Kangunda Road also building up as you get towards Outer Ring. Further ahead on the Thika Superhighway, it's looking good, and it looks like it'll be that way for some time. Let's see what happens as we get closer to traffic hour, and we'll talk in the meantime on SpiceFM, KE on X.
This is the Situation Room, the home of hard-hitting political commentary and penetrating insights about the state of the nation. This is a talk radio experience like no other. The Situation Room, a place for hard truths, debates, and elevated conversations. The Situation Room, witty, political, engaging, deep, controversial. In the room, we have CT Muga, researcher, academic, seasoned political observer, a fountain of wisdom in these politically uncertain times. Ndu Okoh, Nigerian by birth, Kenyan by choice, communications expert, Pan-Africanist, a truth seeker and believer in people power, and Eric Latiff, agent provocateur, the man in the chair, seasoned journalist, news hound, a man who believes in punching up, not down.
Welcome to the second hour of the Situation Room. Happy Friday, the 3rd day of November 2023. Here until 10 a.m. as we come to the close of the week, the final week of October, the first week of November. So we've been talking about this. Hebu jitokeze, jionyeshe, simama mbele ya watu. Step up and shine.
That's what all that is. Just step up and shine.
Yeah, all that says basically just
Can
says.
you imagine how much is lost in language?
I know.
All that. Hebu jitokeze. And then step up and shine.
Mbele ya watu, step up and shine.
Yes.
That was a very, 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 very good ad. Very,
No,
very
but that
good
ad
jingle.
it was beautiful. That jingle was super.
Perfect jingle. Okay, anyway. So what have we been talking about? We've been talking about step up and shine.
Yes, we have.
Why?
Because the year is coming to an end, and you know how things happen when they do. And things, not just words get lost in translation, even your salary gets lost. And then you start wondering what you're going to do when it comes to January, right? So Kiwi understands this. And they've said, you know what? Let's give you a chance to be able to secure your future for January. And so walk into any supermarket where the Kiwi fantastic new labeling is available. Buy a tin of that and then look at the details under the lid. You can pop the lid. You can, like I said, if you don't believe in delayed gratification, you stay in the supermarket, pop the lid right there, and you find the code under the lid, right? Then there's another code that you will now dial, and it's *459 *5#. You'll follow the instructions, and you could win airtime. You could win data. And then you get entered into the draw where you could do what? You could win 35,000 shillings. It goes towards school fees. January made. You don't even have to worry about it because you did what? You stepped up and you did what? Shone. I was going to say shine.
You've stepped up and shined.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're joined by two ladies from Kiwi, S.E. Johnson. The first one is Lesotho Sehopolo.
It's a beautiful name.
Lesotho Sehopolo is the marketing director at S.C. Johnson, and Perry Sonjao is the customer marketing manager. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Welcome to Kenya's biggest conversation.
Great.
Say your name, please.
Must say my name. Okay. So say it with that deep radio personality. Lesotho Sehopolo.
Very good. Welcome.
Thank you very
To
much.
welcome you into this conversation, CT has the day's proverb. Every week, CT has proverbs from one country in Africa. And this week he's chosen the country, the Republic of?
The Republic of Burundi.
Burundi.
Yes, Burundi.
Okay.
Republic.
Today's proverb, and please listen very keenly.
It is the final proverb from the country of Burundi, the Republic of Burundi. Where it is easy to pull a thorn out of someone else's skin.
It is easy to pull a thorn out of someone else's skin. Paris, you're deep in thought. You're like trying to figure out, okay.
Yes.
Okay. What's your immediate interpretation of it?
Repeat again.
Okay, one more time.
Mm-hmm.
It is easy to pull a thorn out of someone else's skin. I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
When you're asked for an interpretation, you will not be wrong. It is your interpretation.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think how I can interpret it is, it's easy for you to see someone else's mistake or problem, and you're not able to see your own log or see your own problem. That's how I would interpret it.
More or less same narrative, but maybe let me go opposite. Yeah, just to balance it off. It is easy to pull a thought out of someone else. I think I would say the operative of what Paris has said, meaning that easier maybe to even assist or to give a hand to someone else. Opposite of what she said. Instead of seeing the negative, you see the operative of that.
It's easy to coach somebody to be better. It's easy to get someone else's potential.
Correct.
Okay.
Have you ever come across people who are full of advice? You know, you have
motivation speakers.
If you have this problem, 3 steps, 54 steps. You just this, and when you do this, so when you ask the all-eternal question, okay,
have you done what you're telling me to do?
Right.
Yeah, so how come you're not?
Yeah.
Okay. It's easy to pull a thorn out of someone else's skin.
Yes.
Okay. Kiwi. You know, all my life and all cities' life combined, Kiwi has been here.
In fact, as far as I'm concerned, when you talk about shoe polish, you're talking Kiwi. Yes. So someone goes to buy shoe polish, but you never tell them to buy shoe polish. You tell them to go and buy Kiwi.
Go buy Kiwi.
Go and buy Kiwi. Yes. Synonymous.
Kabisa. It is. Tell us about Kiwi. Let's go.
Wow. I think we summarized it right. I think it's one of those brands, generation after the generation. It's been in existence. And I don't think specifically just in Kenya. I think in Africa. It's the heart of every African child had to go through, entering into school. You went with the shoe polish up until we get into our life stages, up until we get to actually the workspace. So I think Kiwi has been there year in and year out, and it's always stood, most importantly, for supporting education and kids in school.
How many years old is Kiwi?
Kiwi is 117 years old. 117 years old. On average in Africa, it's been in Africa for about almost 70 years across African countries. Yeah.
That's long.
It's
I'm looking at you, City.
Well,
that's a long
I
time.
think it's older than me.
You know?
I tell you. But it's even older than the Standard Group, where we are.
Imagine.
We're not doing too badly. We're 102, thereabouts. So,
can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
Okay. So all these years, Kiwi has, stood for something. And has that promise changed, or has there been some evolution of, we stood for shoes earlier, now we stand for leather?
I think the one, we always talk about functional and we talk about emotional. And I think with Kiwi, you cannot separate the two. It's always stood for long-lasting protection quality to protect your shoes. That is one definition that has stood the test of time. But most importantly, I think in the emotional aspect, Kiwi was always here to invest within an African child's education from the beginning. And it stood for that throughout this years and continues to actually invest in that.
You talk about the heritage with Kiwi. What would you say is the heritage then that Kiwi has been able to, build through its parent company, but then also coming in to look at how it's affected the lives, of school-going children over time?
I would say definitely in terms of bettering the lives of school children. Be it education, be it social development within schools, so I think that's the one key element that Kiwi has stood for. Throughout maybe looking at different campaigns throughout the years, but I think the one silver lining that it always stands for is it stands for making sure that we try to keep kids in preliminary stages of their school career. We try to keep as many kids in Africa in school as possible. So that is the one element that we stood for throughout the years.
So Step Up and Shine is what we've been talking about, and it's not the first time. It's not the first time that this campaign is on. It's not the first time that we have actually been talking about this campaign of winning school fees, Step Up and Shine, and you stand a chance of winning school fees. Paris, what is Step Up and Shine?
So the way the campaign is designed is more of fostering education. Again, the way Leseko has said. And we want students to step up. We want them to step up in their education, in their extracurricular, in whatever they're doing. And that's why you'll see in all our program, including the school program, that we normally visit them and ensure that we're providing mentorship. We are able to tell them, guys, you need to step up. You need to step up with Kiwi, of course. And part of stepping up is looking good. Looking good gives you confidence. And you tell them Kiwi will make you look good and it will make you confident. And that's why for the last 2 years, Step Up and Shine has been the main campaign for us. We want everyone, even not school-going kids only, even adults, we need to step up. I need to step up for you. I need to step up for your family. It's about step up, but it's just stepping up for ourselves. Correct.
Stand in the gap for somebody else.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, why school fees?
So I think for us, the most important thing that we understand, like I say, I'm going to use the narrative of Africa in a lot of my conversations with you guys. We know that our 57%, we still have 57% literacy levels for us in Africa. And we've got the campaign running throughout sub-Saharan Africa, with East Africa, as well as in Central Africa. And that for us was to make sure that how do we assist school-going kids in terms of school uniform, in terms of fees, in terms of making sure that we keep as many kids in school as possible. So more or less making sure that we actually give back in terms of fees. We also do give in terms of the schools, renovations within the schools and assistance within the schools. So be it toilet paper, be it whatever utensils that are needed in schools, to just ensure that obviously we keep the schools running and kids go to school in the most comfortable manner ever and do not ever need to drop out simply because of monetary issues.
You've done it now for 2 years, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's look back in those 2 years. Give us some of those success stories. What has happened? What have you seen? What schools have you impacted? How many people have you impacted?
So if you look at the last campaign that actually we were here, every week we have 4 winners that are announced that win school fees. We have 42 winners every month. So that's quite a big number of students that we're giving school fees. So for instance, I can just give you one lady from Bungoma who won last time. And apparently that she actually came to the office to thank us because it's a mother and her child almost dropped out because she didn't have school fees. So I think for me that was an emotional moment for me because sometimes you just run a campaign just to ensure that you're selling, but when a parent comes to you and says thank you, 35,000 is a lot of money for me, especially for a public school. So I feel and that's where you can see we've still taken to pay school fees this time round because we feel like it's still people, especially with the economic condition in Kenya,
Yeah.
everyone is suffering. School fees is a lot. Everyone is being told to buy expensive, but I mean, the condition is quite intense for parents. So I think from an impact perspective, it's been very impactful.
When you touch somebody directly like that,
Yes.
when they feel, because 35,000 is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
What was the fee balance that got the child almost dropping out of school?
3,000 shilling. It was 3,000 shilling.
3,000 bob
Yes.
could have sent this child home.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
And now the mother gets 35,000 shillings,
Yes.
which can do the arrears
Yes.
and pay, even clear the rest of the years that are remaining.
Correct.
35,000 is a lot of money.
Yes.
What other impact stories do you have?
So the other impact story is with the school program that we are doing. We are actually currently we have gone to 300 schools. We are giving them mentorship. We are telling them to continue doing their thing, basically education and other art thing. Because I think currently everyone is. It's not about books only. You can be good with other things.
Yeah.
So one story, because I've participated in the school program, is a student who we went with one of our manufacturing guy from the office, and the guy was talking to the kids about, you need to study, you need to ensure that you do your thing so that in the next 4 years you can be able to now go to the next level. And one of the girls stood up and actually cried, telling us the way she had given up from an education perspective, because we are maybe let me just give you some context about the school program. We are telling the students to collect the Kiwi tins. We are telling them to collect the Kiwi tins and then make an art out of it.
Right.
And whoever wins, we are giving out prizes to the school and to the student. So the SEJ personnel was telling them, just collect the tin and then make the art. So that particular student told us, one thing that I've liked about Kiwi, you're not fostering only education. You're telling us, not books, education, not books only. You're telling us to do some art. So I'm not very strong with books, but I'm strong to do maybe some murals, some good artwork that I can be able to give to S.A. Johnson. So I think for me...
what did she make with her tins?
Some fancy, like it's a big giraffe. Yes. That it's actually now in our office.
Using just this?
Yes, correct. And the competition is quite stiff currently because everyone is coming with so many other things. They are collecting and then building fancy stuff, and we don't even know who to reward or who not to reward because they are going all out, and we love it. And we love. I think for me, art in Kenya as well is it's undermined. Yeah, it's not appreciated because if you see what they are making out of the tin, it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
So for this campaign now, as we're going into these months, and the school's closed just this week, and then getting into 2 months of, where resources could dwindle significantly.
Yes.
Who is then eligible to enter into this campaign? Who can go in? Are we talking about primary, secondary? How far does it go? Who can participate?
So for this particular campaign, I think I found you talking about how to get into the campaign. It's easy. We have made it easy for everyone to be part of the campaign. So be it the primary school going children, the secondary, the parents, everyone is eligible to join in the campaign. So you just need to follow the instruction where you buy the tin. Underneath the lid, there is a code. You dial *495 *5#, and then you get to win your airtime, and you get a chance to win the school fees weekly. Yeah.
What's automatic? The airtime?
The airtime is automatic.
As long as you have bought and you've sent this code, you'll get instant airtime or data.
Yes.
And then you also automatically get into the draw.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Does the draw is happening every week? There are 4 winners.
Yes.
If you don't win, are you rolled over into the next one?
Yes, you are.
So you basically are having a chance every week. Even if you don't win this week, as long as you bought and you participated, you still have a chance in the next draw.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. You said primary, secondary.
Yeah.
How about those in college?
And that's why yes, for sure. And that's why I've said not only the primary, the secondary, even the college, ourselves.
As long as you're paying fees.
Yes.
Even postgraduates.
Yes. I was looking at his shoes. Unfortunately, I wanted, are you applying Kiwi on his shoes? But yeah, it's not.
He does have black shoes.
Is that the shoes look good?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
If it is Kiwi, does make the shoes look good. This is contrary to what you two are fermenting in your minds.
Okay, CC.
Okay, CT. So then, the question is then what happens? So when I do this business and I get my airtime and I get the data and then I'm put into the draw, what happens thereafter? If I win, what happens? How am I, communicated to, and then where does the money go? Do you give it to me because, it's Christmas, there goes to be bought? How does it go to, how do we guarantee that it will go to school fees?
Okay, cool. So you're going to be called by our agency, Koge, and then you're going to be announced from as well as the winner. However, we're not going to give you the money directly. You need to give us your kid's school detail so that we send the money directly to the school to avoid, again, you said we are going to the Christmas festival. What will happen? People might end up using the money in other ways.
Yeah.
So it's paid directly to the school. Yes.
That's fantastic. What are the chances of you winning more than once? Can you do that? Or is your name, once you win, is your name then
out of the draw?
You're out of the
But I keep buying Kiwi and I cannot, if I win once, that's it?
Yes.
Unless you buy another one and
Can
you
I go buy
enter
another
again.
one, I re-enter? Or once my name is seen in the system, I cannot...
Yes, it's once. For each campaign, you can only win once.
Can I enter in the name of my children? I've got 4 kids. So this tab, I enter in the name of child number 1, the other one child number 2, like that?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Okay. Now, the school fees that I win, the 35,000 shillings.
Yeah.
And you're sending it directly to the school.
Yes.
Can it be distributed to more than one child?
Of course, that will be an arrangement that you'll need to do with the school and I think that now is personal from a relationship perspective.
As long as it's school fees and it's going to the school that you said this is a school, then from there on it's up to you. Because you can also decide to split this.
Yeah.
So in doing this, I mean, it's cut and dry. We're saying that here you have an opportunity to get school fees to go towards. But what specifically would you say about Kiwi that separates Kiwi from other brands? And you say this is clear. What would you say that is that people will then be able to hang on to?
I think for me, I think personally. Maybe apart from the brand, I think for me it's really the social welfare that Kiwi also has. Yes, we understand we are the number 1 brand. We are quality. We stand for really quality preservation of shoes, but most importantly, above anything else, we really are about social responsibility. We stand for that. We are entrenched in it. No matter how difficult, like Paris was saying, I mean, really, we are going through a lot of economic turbulences, but in our budget, we stand for social welfare and we stand for giving back to our communities. So that's one thing that distinguishes us from a lot of other brands. I don't even think the brands that we partake or we compete with in the category, but I think across in terms of all other brands, we definitely make sure no matter how difficult our financial situation could stand like in the business, when it comes to the social ability of giving back to communities that serve and that have been with us for so many years, that's one thing that we stand true to.
It's 7:30. Let's take a break and then we'll be back to continue this conversation shortly. We are talking about Kiwi. Step up and shine and you stand a chance to win 35,000 shillings every week. 4 winners per week, 42 winners. These are going to be very many winners. 35,000 bob. All you need to do is go shop by Kiwi in this new brand look. Underneath the lead, you'll find a code. On top of the lead, you'll find instructions. Follow these instructions, insert the code, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of your viewing. We'll be back shortly with Lesotho Sakopolo, Marketing Director, and Paris Unjao, Customer Marketing Manager. Good morning.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
3, 2.
Everybody, welcome to Kenya's biggest conversation.
Heri Latifa, Muga, Madam Du, nimesalamia wote sana.
Tumepokea salamu, asante sana.
Hapa Garissa today the weather is very good, only that baridi inatupeleka mbio sana.
Baridi ni degree ngapi hapo?
Hata sijui lakini madam tunakauka sana.
If you want to follow the money trail, you've got to think like a thief to be able to catch that thief.
A slap from a friend is better than a kiss from an enemy. You remember the kiss of Judas Iscariot? Iscariot.
Yes.
Is the one that imetuweka kwa hii mashida yote na mataabu kwa sababu that kiss.
All right, we're looking at cloudy conditions in Nairobi, 16 degrees, highs of 23 and lows of 16. It's cloudy at 16 in Nakuru with highs of 21, and 22 will be the high in a cloudy Nyeri, currently at 16. Eldoret, cloudy at 14 with highs of 22. And let's look into a rainy Mombasa now at 24 with highs of 26 and lows of 24. Malindi, heavy rain continues at 25 with highs of 27. And we're looking into a cloudy Kisumu, at 21, going to highs of 26, and Kakamega is cloudy at 18 with highs of 25. It's cloudy at 18 in Kampala with highs of 25, and Dar es Salaam is cloudy at 25, going to highs of 29. And looking into our cloudy Addis Ababa with highs of 22, mostly sunny at 25 in Mogadishu, and cloudy in Lagos at 26, and sunny at 12 in Johannesburg, with mostly cloudy conditions in Kinshasa, going to highs of 32.
Spice up your life.
All right, it's a few minutes after getting into traffic hour, and it still looks busy. Well, there is traffic on James Gishuru, and it's pretty heavy getting towards Wayaki Way. It looks like it's going to be there for some time. Slows things down with the rain this morning, and then coming in from Ruaka, the Kitisuru area, and then in from Red Hill Road, there's traffic then coming onto Limuru Road. The Thika Superhighway is busy with traffic all the way in from Survey, and then we're going bumper to bumper because your service lanes are done by then. Kiambu Road is also busy, and then on Uhuru Highway getting into the city, all your junctions will see some traffic. Jogo Road is busy, and also touching on the Likoni interchange coming through towards the southern bypass, traffic continues there. How about we take a look, see as we get further into traffic hour. Let's talk on SpiceFM KE on X.
Mature, intelligent talk every morning. Spice up yourself.
"26 minutes to 8. Our
Mornings done right. 94.4.
Brand that is how many years old again, Paris?
117 years.
What? 117-year-old brand, and it's still here, and it's still doing the same thing that it was doing presumably 117 years ago.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I have no one to ask. At least I can ask. 64 years ago, how was it doing, City?
I am told it was doing very well.
Right? The photos that you see of your parents.
Yes.
The shoes look like they were shining.
And Kiwi was there.
Very good.
Yeah.
We are now joined by Esther Njoroge here. Esther is Associate Customer Marketing at Kiwi. She's replacing Lesotho Sehopolo, who stepped out, so she can come in. Esther, welcome.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you here.
Good to be
So we've
here.
talked about this journey of how one gets to win, and you know why Kiwi thought about coming up with this campaign, the success stories so far. I mean, what's happened on the ground so far with this campaign, and the future now is what we need to talk about. So after this round of campaign, then what? Is there a plan?
Absolutely. Kiwi is here, and we want to continue encouraging our students to step up, our parents to step up and continue shining. So apart from the campaign, definitely when we pay school fees, we'll still have other activations in store. When you come in during back to school, you'll be able to win something. Not only just the school fees and the airtime, we'll be able to give you something. Of course, it's a surprise. We want you in the store, buy Kiwi, and we'll be able to give you some lovely items to use in school, to use in stepping up yourselves and just getting better. Yes.
Looking towards sustainability of children in education, I mean, because yes, the school fees component is a factor for very, very many people, and that, like you said, Paris, that changes lives significantly.
Yeah.
But in terms of sustainable and additional, work that will be done in the lives of children, what's the plan then after this? Because obviously you're not just looking at school fees. There's a lot more that happens, and what would that be?
So apart from just the school fees, and maybe I talked about it earlier, we are also providing that mentorship to the school-going kids, because what we've realized and we have noticed recently is the school-going children, unlike us, I'm not that old. However, things have changed, and if you even go to some of the schools, because we've been visiting them, there's not discipline of looking good and just being spot on for your classes, for your education. So I think there's a lot of clutter. Can I just call it clutter? Because you remember when we were in school, every Monday your head teacher will come and look at your shoes and ensure that you polish your shoes and you're looking spot on. However, that culture has recently died, and that's what we are trying to reinforce. And that's why I'm saying, over and above the just paying, we are going to the school to talk to them. Actually, currently we're just doing Nairobi, Mountain, and Lake. But now we want to expand whatever we are doing in these schools, ensuring that we are, one, renovating the schools, we are giving them laptops, we are giving them desks, just ensuring that we are in the presence of the students, because they are 70% of our consumer, the Kiwi brand. So if we lose them, and we also lose that discipline, because looking good is part of discipline.
Yes.
I mean, if you wake up and don't just wake up and just go, you also, it means you lack discipline. So for us, it's also reinforcing that. Yeah.
What do you tell them? Because you've just said that, and I've seen the connection. There are very many motivational speakers who will tell us about the importance of what you do first when you get out of bed. Make your bed. What does that do for you during the rest of the day? So what is it? What's the importance of having a well taken care of shoe?
So when you have good grooming, there's a claim that we had previously that was saying, when your shoes shine, you also shine. Yeah. You remember, viatu vyako viking'ara wang'ara pia.
David Rudisha.
Yes. So it means that you are clean, you're groomed properly, and you're ensuring that you look good. That gives you clarity in your mind. You can be able to concentrate, and just gives you, makes you, you
look serious.
Exactly.
You
Not
look focused.
Not focused. That's the word. Not serious. Focused. Yes.
It's serious in the Kenyan way. Where uko serious?
We also don't want to sound boring.
So.
It's all about focus. So what you're instilling in them is you're having these motivational talks and showing them the importance of, thinking about yourself. Proper grooming says a lot about you. Proper grooming builds you as a character and
Yes.
keeps you focused and gives you some level of discipline, like you said.
Yes.
Then you're also talking to them about the importance of staying in school.
Yeah.
So who is it that you take for these talks and these tours?
So, because we've started like 6 months ago, ideally, we were looking at going to the CEOs across the many FMCGs because that's where we felt like we needed to focus. However, we were challenged from an internal perspective. We were told everyone in the AC Johnson office is a CEO on his own. So can we first finish up?
Charity begins
at
home.
Yes. So our HR manager, our production manager. So we have like 80 employees in AC Johnson. So we are not done with the 80, and they are going to various schools. However, the next phase, because we have already started talking with some of the CEOs to talk, and actually I like the response. They are available. They are telling us as long as it's 30 minutes, because most of the schools, they give us only 1 hour. So the mentor will only talk around 10 to 15 minutes. And most of the CEOs, most of the MDs, they have accepted our invitation to talk to the student, because everyone now needs to give back to the society. And how can you be able to do that as now a CEO? You need to talk to the students and just encourage them.
Give back.
Yeah, just give back.
Something that you mentioned earlier, Paris.
Yeah.
That in this particular school where you went and you're telling kids, just go and collect
Yes.
the empty tins
Yes.
and bring back. That brings me to the, conversation about producer responsibility.
Correct.
And sustainability.
Correct.
Tell us about that. What's Kiwi doing when it comes to producer responsibility and sustainability?
So, collection of the tin is part of the sustainability campaign that we are doing, because we want once you finish the tin, don't dump it anywhere, collect it. And because it's such a beauty, I think you have it there. It's such a beauty, and if you see the artwork the arts that are coming out of the tin, it's fantastic. So instead, part of the sustainability campaign is collecting them and just making sure that they make something out of it. So it's a campaign that we are, over and above the selling bit, we are ensuring that at least we collect them and just do something that can be used in other ways.
So, I mean, I hear you talking about the sustainability projects and other things that are happening with children going into school. And we know that, okay, some of the things that will come out as a result of this is that school fees will be paid. We know that happens to be a thing. School fees will be paid. Yes. We know also at the same time that, children then have an opportunity to go to school later in the future. What does this guarantee for them as children? We know what it does. I mean, obviously what it does for the brand then in terms of continuity. What does it do for these children from what you've been able to see going then into, the future from a child's perspective?
So when we're able to pay school fees for the child, it means we're giving them an opportunity to get education and to be able to further their education. And that means if they're able to be educated, then they have opportunities in the job market, opportunities to be responsible people in the society, and just to grow themselves. So it's education is very critical and important part of giving to our children. Yes.
So, sorry, Sidi. Go ahead.
No, please, Eric.
I insist.
Okay, if you insist. What about new markets?
But bad.
New markets. Let me explain what I
Okay.
mean. The Kiwi brand is known, it's effective. If I, at the age of 65, can talk about using Kiwi when I went to primary school, which was in the previous century, a really long time ago, what is it that Kiwi is doing to ensure that when you have people who have reached the age where they can use this product we refer to as Kiwi, that they will embrace it the way previous generations have? And talk to us a little bit about the diversity of products that Kiwi also has, because we talk of shoe polish. Is it only shoe polish? Or is it products that have to do with shoes? Or for all we know, maybe you even make lotions for faces and legs.
Let me take that one. So we have 3 categories of shoe polish. Which is the one that, the number one is the one that you know a lot, which is the one that's there.
This
the
one.
paste, yes. Kiwi paste, that's a paste. Kiwi paste. It's just a paste. We have another...
Like toothpaste.
Yes, toothpaste.
Okay.
Yes.
Shoe paste.
Yes. Where you take your brush and then you scoop and then you brush your shoe.
Yes.
We have a shoe cream. Shoe cream, it's just a cream, just the way I've said it. But then that one you take a cloth and then you wipe your shoe with it. We have a liquids, shoe liquids. Where now you take a sponge and then you just wipe your shoes. And to answer your question on what other things that we're doing, I cannot tell you currently the innovation, but things are changing. People are wearing different shoes. And as a category leader within this shoe segment, we are coming up with new innovations, and you'll be seeing them quite soon, because I can see some of you, we have sneakers, we have others wearing different kind of shoes. So eventually, we want to be a brand that is known to solve everyone's shoe problem, whether it's leather, whether it's sneakers, whether it's anything. So there's some innovations that are going to be coming
There's this
up.
little detail about shoes that has recently just sprung up and is all over the place.
Yeah.
Color.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up when there was brown, black, full stop. Yeah, the occasional white.
When you were growing up, there was white.
Oh, yeah.
And white. I said occasionally there was white. Occasionally, yes. But brown, black. Now we have purple. We have blue. We have red. Pink.
Great. So we've been able to solve that problem for you and I by having a product that we call neutral. So the neutral polish can be able to polish all your colored shoes. So no problems about the red, the pink, the purple. We'll be able to take care of that. But of course, we have dark tan. We have the brown color. Mid-brown,
you even
tawny
have
reds.
You even have light tan.
Yes. Oh, you know, clearly.
He's well tanned.
Yes. We have like the tan. So we have a variety of colors within the polish.
The reason why I ask is the moment you have shoes that have a certain color, especially the brighter variety of colors,
the
colors tend to fade at some point.
Yes.
They do fade. So what one wonders is the color may start fading and the shoe is still good, in good repair. So are we saying that this neutral, is it a cream? Is it?
We have it in cream, we have it in polish, we have it in the instant wax.
Okay.
Yes.
Does it help retain the color? Does it help?
It does. It does retain the color because Kiwi is a quality product. So it maintains your shoe and you can be sure it will not lose the color. Yeah.
It restores the original look.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Okay.
What exactly is it that it does? Because, many people assume that polish is about keeping it black. What's the importance of applying polish, paste, liquid to your shoe?
It's about renewing, repairing, and maintaining the quality of your shoe. Because when you buy your shoe, the leather is in a certain form or shape. So you need to keep renewing it, to keep maintaining it. And that's what Kiwi does for you. It restores the original look of your shoe. Yeah.
So this is interesting because when we look at the brands, obviously there's a connection that has been made between how you look and then how you're able to perform, right? Because of that, instilling discipline from that very same level.
Yeah.
So now if we look at the brand, which was, originally meant to, have a shine to your shoe, we're now looking at diversification in terms of what you're able to do as a result of that look. Then would you also then be looking at other things that you can then do in terms of sustainability that stems from, looking a certain way and then being able to perform a certain way? We're looking at school fees being paid. Can you see this? I mean, I know you said some things are under wraps, sure. But can you see a situation whereby, entire ecosystems, individuals, communities are affected because of something that can be done that started really from a brush and a tin of paste?
Yes, for sure. And I think when Lesego is here, she was talking about what Kiwi stands for and what we want to be known for in the society. And that's why we are reinforcing about the education. We are reinforcing about ensuring sustainability from the collection of the teens, and the NPDs that are coming soon. And the way you've just said, the way things are also changing, and there's some diversification on what people are wearing, and we are moving with that current change. Only that, for instance, if you look at the students, leather is the main shoe, right?
Yep.
So we are still relevant. The brand is still relevant. We still, even if we'll say, yeah, people are wearing the sneakers, it's there, but it's growing gradually. Still, but the students are still wearing the leather shoes. Yeah.
Over the years, Paris, things change in the market.
Yeah.
So, in the recent years, also we are seeing things changing in our society. How is this impacting your marketing efforts and also your distribution efforts? For example, if you look at the profile of the consumer today, would you say it's the same profile of the consumer 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 70 years ago? What are those changes, if there are any? And how does Kiwi then adjust and adapt to those?
To be honest, our consumers have been very consistent over the years. We are talking for the last, he said 64 years. He was a student, and that's when he was using Kiwi. Currently, we're still talking to students. So from a consumer perspective, we've been very consistent that the students are our key consumers. They contribute to almost 70% of the Kiwi business. So they are very relevant and they are very important. What has changed, and because of course there's change, it's, for instance, the college students not wearing leather, and that's why from an NPD, from an innovation perspective, we are now looking into how do we also talk to the college students who are not wearing the leather. And that's what I've said, innovation is coming up soon. Yes.
There's also something else.
Yeah.
When Siti was younger, the decision was made for him on what he's wearing, right? The shoe that he's wearing, the polish that he's going to buy, the school that he's going to. Today's child is a bit different.
Yeah.
They're a bit woke. They're able to influence the shoe that they want to wear, and therefore also the products that they're going to use. So how do you communicate now to this? Earlier, you'd be communicating to the parent.
Yes.
Now you have to communicate to the parent plus your actual consumer.
Yes.
So how do you deal with that?
I'll just connect the same with our school program. We decided to go back to the schools. I think for the last 4-5 years, previously we had stopped, but the last 2 years now we went back to the school to talk to them, to convince them why they need to use Kiwi, to convince them why they need to polish their shoes. So I agree with you. Currently, you don't talk to the parent is benefiting from the school fees, right?
Yeah.
The parent is benefiting from the airtime. But now we want to talk to that child, to tell them to collect, to do some education, because we are also gifting them. When you go to the school program, we are talking, apart from just talking to them, there's some competition that they normally do, and then we give them. And also that mentorship for me, because the Kiwi brand is more on an emotional brand. It's creating an emotional impact to the child. So they will always remember, they came here, they did this, and then this is the outcome. So I think we are doing a good job from communicating to the children. Yeah.
How about distribution? Are you having to rethink the product placement and distribution channels?
Not really. Of course, we have the online purchases that are ongoing. And now with, once we've supplied to our channels, that's the modern trade, our distributors, then they're able to still distribute. And if people need to buy online, we have outlets like Carrefour that have their own online platform. So people are still able to still go in there and buy. Yeah, so the product availability is there. Like you can get it in your duka outside where you stay. So there's great penetration and ensuring that our product is available wherever you are. So the teen promotion that we're doing currently is a limited edition. So that's the other conversation that we need to know, that we need to buy this now. So when you go to the outlet, you need to buy this tin that's on promotion, because in the next few months the promotion is going to be over, and if you don't, you won't benefit from the promotion. So we're encouraging our listeners to please participate and get the chance to win the instant airtime, the data, and of course get a chance to get school fees so that we can be able to support our students, our children. Something else is that if you win, and maybe you're not a student, you don't even have a child that's a school-going dependent, we allow you to tell us, I have a brother, I have a sister, I have someone else that can benefit from this promotion. So let's participate, let's buy Kiwi, and just ensure that we give people opportunity to benefit themselves and get this education that will unlock our future. Yeah.
You said something interesting earlier when you talk about then what kids are able to then do with the tin in terms of art. So we're looking away from just the academic side of education and looking at the other areas in which, education then encompasses. So, I assume that folks have brainstorming sessions, even at SC Johnson, Monday morning, Tuesday afternoon, whatever the case may be, under the tree. So if this could be one of those, and you say, could you look at a situation whereby it's possible, whereby you'd be looking at a fund, or you'd be looking at a Kiwi scholarship, the Kiwi scholarship for the future, whereby you're able to incorporate other aspects of education to guarantee that children stay in school?
I think that's a possibility. It's actually a great idea. Because we will be fostering that education that you've just talking about, and I think it's a brilliant idea you've just given me that we need to start pitching about.
She normally doesn't charge for her ideas, but today.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
A question has been asked by one of our listeners. The jingle, the song that we identify with Kiwi, has there been a consideration to perhaps change it, remix it, work with Kenyan artists, musicians to do the same?
Amazing. Yeah, that's a beautiful thought, and I think we will go and
consider
it and think through. Yeah, everyone can sing that song.
Everybody remembers that jingle.
Yeah,
and it's been a very catchy and powerful jingle.
Very.
And easily identifiable.
There's something very pleasant about that jingle.
And just basically, it tells you to do something. It's a direct. The entire jingle is a call to action.
Yes, yes.
So it tells you do something.
Yeah.
Do something. Do something. There is pride in it. So marketing team, you've been told. We want our Kiwi jingle back. We want our Kiwi jingle back.
Yeah.
So as I come to the conclusion, again, just remind us, Esther, why this and why should I participate?
When you participate in this promotion, you get a chance to win instant airtime and data after you've bought the Kiwi tin. And we remind you again, the instructions are on the tin. It says dial star 459 star 5 hash. Once you do that, you'll get into the journey, guide directing you on how to win your airtime, how to win your data. And it puts you into the draw to be able to win school fees. So let's participate. It's an amazing campaign. It's not here for long, so let's do this. And let's take advantage of this time when the kids are at home. Let's encourage them. Let's buy the polish and let our children, let's allow our children's creativity to come out. Let's take advantage of the CBC education that we are currently having and allow our kids to do the artwork. One of the schools that we went to, some students had put on earrings. Can you imagine Kiwi earrings that were amazing?
Not from this.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So there's nothing that you cannot do.
Stories.
It's
nice
awesome.
Stories. Esther, thank you very much for joining us. Esther J here is Customer Marketing Associate, Paris Wanjao, Customer Marketing Manager, and earlier we had Leseho Polo, Marketing Director for Kiwi. Keep it here for more conversations in the next hour, 8 a.m.
Spice up your life.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki has emphasized the importance of separating the fight against banditry from politics, ethnicity, culture, religion, or other affiliations. CS Kindiki urged political leaders to refrain from meddling in national security matters during a meeting with the Rift Valley Regional Security and Intelligence Committee and key players in the region's security. The Interior CS also stated that the war on banditry will be intensified in order to put an end to the long-running threat that has discouraged peace in the North Rift region. 13 members of parliament from Kiambu County have written to Trade Cabinet Secretary Rebecca Miano calling for the gazettement of the Kiambu Export Processing Zone, which they say was left out when the Murang'a Export Processing Zone was gazetted on Thursday, October 31st, 2023, in a letter jointly signed by the 13 legislators, among them Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah. The leaders accused Kiambu Governor Kimani Wamatangi of deliberately sabotaging national government projects in the county, including the EPZ, which they now want to be gazetted. The MPs claim that by not gazetting the Kiambu EPZ, the county is losing investors to the neighboring Murang'a, as well as employment opportunities for the youth. The National Environment Management Authority has given a reprieve to producers and importers after announcing negotiated compliance measures for producers and importers to ensure they address the end-of-life waste created by their product. The regulator, in collaboration with producers and importers, will develop compliance plans to ensure that they adhere to the mandatory provisions of extended producer responsibility outlined in the Sustainable Waste Management Act of 2022. NEMA had previously issued a notice to all manufacturers and importers in Kenya, which required them to demonstrate their compliance with the law, with the notice expiring on October 30th. The National Police Service Traffic Division will reintroduce alcohol breathalyzers on major highways across the country in an effort to deter drunk driving and rein in road accidents during the upcoming festive season. Speaking during a road safety campaign exercise in Kisumu County, Nairobi Traffic Police Superintendent Eric Kiragu noted that the breathalyzers are an effective tool for discouraging Kenyan motorists from engaging in drunk driving. While noting that thousands of Kenyans lose their lives in road accidents each year, Kiragu said that police will carry out inspections on both private and public vehicles to ensure that they are compliant with current road regulations. And a family in Machakos County is calling for thorough investigations into the conduct of staff at the Machakos Level 5 hospital after their 6-year-old son died in what they term unexplained circumstances. According to Nicholas Kitony, the hospital concealed news of the death of his son, who had been in the intensive care unit for 6 days after developing complications in surgery. Kitony claims that his son Francis' mother was wheeled into the ICU after he reportedly developed complications during surgery. And the management at Tenwek Hospital College School of Chaplaincy in Bomet wants the government to fast-track regulations of religious organizations. According to the principal, Paul Ekan Lokol, the regulation should include the need to have pastors undergo not only theology but also chaplaincy training. Speaking at the institution on the eve of graduation ceremony for 12 chaplains who have completed a 3-year training on both diploma and certificate courses, they said without regulations, the country risks witnessing more incidents that Kenyans were treated to this year in Shakahola. Wilson Turgut, a chaplain trainee at the institution, insisted that the government should also make it mandatory for pastors to acquire practicing licenses. And police in Nairobi County arrested 49 suspected illegal immigrants believed to be of Ethiopian descent in Nairobi's Kayole and Huruma estates. 31 of them were nabbed at a home in Komarok Phase 3 estate after resident Nyumbakumi members alerted police. The owner of the house has yet to be identified. The illegal immigrants are currently being detained at Kayole police station pending arraignment, while a manhunt for the owner of the house is underway. And the police in Murang'a is searching for a local businessman suspected to be behind the manufacturing and selling of illicit brews in Kahuro sub-county. This comes after a security team impounded a consignment of 680 litres of ethanol and liquor manufacturing equipment in a residential house where brewing of illicit liquor was being done. Murang'a County Commissioner Patrick Mukuria, who led the operation, said they have arrested 2 people who were found in the house, adding that they are currently pursuing the main suspect, who is well known in the area. This is Newswire. Dennis Asada, good morning.
102.5 Spice FM, Kisumu.
It's heavy on the Thika Superhighway this morning coming into the CBD. We're seeing quite some traffic on Kangunda Road. It's also coming in heavy on Juja Road towards the city. James Gishoro, quite busy right now. It's still spilling over towards Red Hill, and that is going to slow folks down quite some. Limu Road is busy, looking at coming in from Lower Kabete, Peponi, out through Spring Valley, and all of that, finding its way through to Westlands and then into the CBD. We're also looking at traffic on Uhuru Highway, touching on all of your junctions. It's busy. The Likoni interchange coming in from Lunga Lunga is very busy as well. Not quite sure what causes that every morning, but then it's snaking its way, trying to get through, and then it comes out through the southern bypass. So thereafter, you should be all right. We are in traffic hour proper. Let's keep an eye on things, and we'll talk on Spice FM KE on X.
This is the Situation Room, the home of hard-hitting political commentary and penetrating insights about the state of the nation. This is a talk radio experience like no other. The Situation Room, a place for hard truths, debates, and elevated conversations. The Situation Room, witty, political, engaging, deep, controversial. In the room, we have C.T. Muga, researcher, academic, seasoned political observer, a fountain of wisdom in these politically uncertain times. Ndu Okoh, Nigerian by birth, Kenyan by choice, communications expert, an Africanist, a truth seeker and believer in people power, and Eric Latiff, agent provocateur,
Alrighty,
the man in the chair,
7 minutes after 8. How are you doing?
Newshound.
On this third day of November 2023. Kenya's biggest conversation continues on Spice FM, on Facebook, on YouTube, on KTN Home City. Hii ni maziwa.
Hii ni maziwa na hii maziwa iko na jina inaitwa Dairy Best. But why is it really important and why is it best? Well, on its own, it's delightful to drink.
Yes.
But then, if you want to give it the true Kenyan flavor, it has to be part of your Kenyan tea.
Aha.
Yes. Brewed, and then some. And then served. And then it's rich, and then it's creamy, and then it's wonderful, and then it's delightful, and then it's tasty, and then it's Kenyan tea, and then it is chai kweli.
And it comes in various different packaging. So that is what do you call that?
This one?
Yeah, the box, and this one is a sachet. What do you call them, Ndu?
Yeah, it's a carton.
One is a Tetra Pak.
Yeah.
And the other one?
It's also a Tetra Pak.
One is a pouch, and one is a carton.
One is a pouch Tetra Pak.
And the other one is a carton.
Yes.
Let's give away some Brookside Dairy Best hamper, and we want you to go onto social media. Today, we are asking you take a photo of the Brookside Dairy Best that you have in your house, right? Post it. All right? So tell us which one that is. Pick a picture, post it. And our person on social media, Mr. Brian Amalioto, is going to pick a winner just from looking at the photos. We also know looking at your photography skills, lighting, shadows, exposure,
nakadhalika, etc.
As long as the subject of the photo must be what? Brookside Dairy Best. You can be in the photo. You can put a cup of tea in the photo. You can make it, show us with the sufuria as you're making the tea with Brookside on the side. But let's see a photo of the Brookside Dairy Best. It's Friday. A Health Friday conversation happens. And our Health Friday conversation today is going to be about diabetes and hypertension. We'll soon be joined by Duncan Mutanya, who's the chair of the Diabetes and Hypertension Management Foundation. Mumbi, amefika wapi? Amekuja? Okay, so he'll be joining us into the studio shortly. And as he does that, then we'll talk about hypertension. Why do those two go hand in hand, City?
They don't necessarily go hand in hand.
They don't?
Not necessarily, but they are closely associated because of certain factors. One, age. 2, lifestyle. 3, disposition that is probably out of family heritage.
Okay.
Yes. So your predisposition sometimes is a result of the fact that your father, your grandparents had it. Then lifestyle.
So you're predisposed to...
Simply because of the genetic makeup and the genetic inheritance. Then your lifestyle, sedentary. What you eat, what you don't eat, and how much of it you eat, or how much of it you don't drink and drink. Yes.
So that also has an impact.
It does.
Your lifestyle.
Yes. Oh, it has a very, very big impact.
Because you hear all the professionals, health professionals and all telling you, don't have a sedentary lifestyle because it could lead up to having an issue and an effect on your health.
Yes. Not.
And all of those directly getting you predisposed to hypertension and diabetes.
Yes.
What do we call diabetes in Kiswahili? Kisukari.
No.
Is it not?
No. It has a name. It slips my mind. I ought to know because I'm diabetic myself.
It cannot be kifaduro.
Today you're just making up stuff, man.
There's an ugonjwa called kifaduro. Google.
Kifa what?
Just Google it. Just Google it. Duncan Mutanya is the chairman of the Diabetes and Hypertension Management Foundation. He's our guest this morning. Duncan, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Kenya's biggest conversation. Thank you very much for joining us in the hot seat of the Situation Room.
Thank you. Thank you, Eric. Ndu.
Good morning.
Good morning. And City.
Yes, sir.
It's actually Kisukari.
Ulisema sukari bwana.
Kisukari.
Pana bwana, ulisema sukari wewe.
Sugar, sukari. And what is hypertension in Kiswahili?
Okay. That one I think
don't worry.
City.
Yes.
What is hypertension?
I'm not certain, but I will find out. It is kisukari, absolutely, but we'll find it as we move along.
Hypertension?
Yes.
Sawa. Okay. To welcome you to this conversation.
Pressure.
Yeah? It's pressure.
For real. P-R-E-S-H-A, pressure.
It's pressure. City, the day's proverb.
Na hii haina pressure. It is easy to pull a thorn out of someone else's skin.
It is easy to pull a thorn out of someone else's skin.
Yes.
Duncan, what's your interpretation of this proverb?
Earlier on, I think 6 o'clock, and many of us, I think the tone was quite a bit ambiguous, but it's straightforward. And especially and with the people in our community, you sometimes have to deal with you're managing your sugar. You have to deal with making sure you eat the right diet. So sometimes people who are closer to you would sort of like think that it's easy. So it's kind of a direct interpretation that it's easy for anyone to think that doing something is easy, especially managing diabetes or hypertension. But if they're in your shoes, they would realize that there are no perfect days. Yeah.
Introduce us to this foundation, the Diabetes and Hypertension Management Foundation.
So I'll go back and share a bit of a story before I tell you about what we do. But we focus on, I would say, 3 key areas. That is creating awareness and also helping guys or people know how to prevent type 2 diabetes. We also focus on what I call management and treatment, and also lastly advocacy. But maybe I'll take you back a little bit so that I give a bit of background information on where we are today. So in 2013, I lost my old man to diabetes-related complications, specifically what we call congestive heart failure. I was a young man then, and before even he passed on, he suffered quite a bit of complications. One was glaucoma after several, I would say, eye surgeries to remove what we call cataracts. And then also he had his left leg amputated. He developed what we call gangrene. And, my old man, I think, was quite selfless and like a pill of the family. So after, the burial and everything, I sat down and started to ask myself, how much do I really know about diabetes beyond what you learn in high school, the symptoms and all that. Then I realized that I didn't know much. And, upon reading and trying to dig, you realize that there's more to managing diabetes than, just taking medication. So I said, or I felt like, to honor the old man and the many things that he taught me, I created a page called Diabetes Management Resource Center. So, the idea was just to read and interpret, or rather share this in a language that people would understand. Because also, when I looked back, I realized that I also didn't know much. Fast forward 2020, the page had garnered 100,000 followers. And this was, consistently reading and posting about diabetes, sharing things that are practical in the country. And also, I'd also to sort of like also learn a bit more about diabetes and do courses for diabetes, to become more or less like a diabetes educator from International Diabetes Federation. So we also created a page in a group sort of in 2017. It's called Kenya Diabetes and Hypertension Support Group on Facebook. Right now it has, I think, about 18,000 followers. It's a closed user page. So I realized that a lot of people were asking us questions, like what can I do about, this condition? Where can I get these strips? Where can I get insulin? And I had to go an extra mile, to find doctors or people who specialize in this condition. So then